He got here red and wrinkled, tears a-crying. She picked him up and held him to her breast. He was sure glad to get what Mama offered. As he closed his eyes, put his fears to rest. It never seemed to matter what he needed. Mama was always there to supply. No matter how tired she might be, he always saw a twinkle in her eye. There ought to be a hall of fame for mamas, creation's most unique and precious pearl. And heaven help us always to the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. She taught him all the attributes of greatness. She knew he wouldn't learn away from home. By the time she'd worn the covers from her Bible, her hair was gray, her little man was gone. There ought to be a hall of fame for mamas, creation's most unique and precious pearls. And heaven help us always to remember that the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Yes, heaven help us always to rocks the cradle rules the world. Happy Mother's Day to everybody, especially to the mothers and the grandmothers out there who might be watching. Just as that song said, a true loving mother is one of the most special things in this life, in this world. Second to what our Lord and Savior did on the cross, I can't think of anything that better demonstrates selflessness than a true loving mother. I'm very thankful for my mother. I was blessed with a wonderful mother, and her mother was a wonderful mother, my Granny Jenkins, and Pap's mother, Mama Marie, a wonderful mother. My best friend's mother, Miss Emma Tanner, just as saintly as they come. So I've really been blessed with a lot of wonderful matriarchs in my life, and I thank the Lord for each and every one of them. Hope you enjoyed that song. I learned that song from this album right here, which is Charlie Louven live in Holland. Charlie went over into Holland and probably other places in Europe and gave concerts. He took Mr. Charles Whitstein from the Whitstein Brothers with him to sing harmony, and they did a great job on that song. I tried to learn it really right before turning on this camera, and I don't think, of course, that was the first group to sing the song, but that's the one and only person I've ever heard sing that song is Charlie Louven. Some reason I'm thinking Glenn Campbell might have done the song. I'm not sure. I'll try to find out and put that in the description below. But great harmony on there when in their version, Charlie and Charles Whitstein. And of course, I just did it solo there, but it's still a great song. Speaking of the Louven brothers, I was planning to do God Bless Her 'Cause She's My Mother today, but I saw that the Zola brothers, which is a brother act that I've enjoyed watching on YouTube for many years. I've almost really watched them grow up. They just yesterday, I think, or the day before, posted their cover of the old Louven Brothers song, God Bless Her 'Cause She's My Mother. So I'll put a link in the description below and you can go check out the Zola brothers. They did a great job on that song. That's a song that Pap and Ray sang everywhere they went. It was probably included in about 90% or better of their sets. It was just very popular with their audiences and just a sweet song. The Louven brothers, including Charlie, when he was by himself, they wrote and recorded a lot of songs paying tribute to their mother. One that I did on this channel, I did for Charlie's birthday, either last year or the year before, called Mama's Angels. Ira wrote a really beautiful one called I've Known a Lady, and I'll put a link in the description below if I can find it here on YouTube. And they had the Jordanaires and really that whole full Nashville sound. I think they put it out in the early 60s, maybe even early 64 before Ira passed away. But yeah, I've known a lot of wonderful ladies, and I'm sure many of you have too, and they just really play such a tremendous impact, or have such a tremendous impact and play such a tremendous role in our development, as we grow and learn in life. I think that's kind of what I wanted to say about Mother's Day and about those songs. And I mentioned in the description a while back that I wanted to say a word about my hat. I love this hat, and if you know me, I'm a connoisseur of hats. I have many hats. I have even a couple of hat racks full of just nothing, or a couple of racks full of nothing but hats. I like this one. I got it at doyledykes.com. It says Guitar Poor. One reason I really like it is it's a good low profile hat. I don't like hats that are too high. And yes, here in Appalachia, we do call them hats. We don't really call them caps or ball caps. We might occasionally, but for the most part, everybody around here refers to what I'm wearing as a hat rather than a cap. I wanted to get it as soon as I saw it on Doyle's site, doyledykes.com, but then I especially wanted to get it after I heard the song. So Guitar Poor, Doyle has a really cool song that he wrote and recorded called Guitar Poor. And actually, even this little throw behind me, if you see that, it says Guitar Poor. I love kind of gray, darker colors like that, and that thing is really, comfy. But Guitar Poor, you should go check out the song. After I heard the song, then I especially wanted the hat. And you can find it probably in lots of different versions of it. One of my favorite versions is on the Sweetwater channel. It's a video that Doyle made for Sweetwater. Sweetwater is a big music distributor, musical instruments, I should say, a big retail store of musical instruments. It's actually where I bought my piano that you've been seeing me play in some of the videos. But Doyle performed his song Guitar Poor, I'm pretty sure, for Sweetwater a couple of years ago, and I'll put a link to that video down below. And in the song, he lists off, kind of rapid fire, as he's singing, all the different types of guitars that he has. Now, it's kind of interesting. I'm very familiar with this idiom or saying. Some of you might not be if you're outside of Appalachia or outside of the South. It's kind of contradictory, but if we say someone is guitar poor, we don't mean that they don't have guitars or they don't have good guitars. We actually mean they've got a lot of them. Like Granny, I could say Granny is yarn poor because she's got a house full of yarn. If I had a buddy maybe that had 15 fishing poles, I'd say he's fishing pole poor, and so on and so forth. It's just an expression, kind of a Southern or Appalachian expression, and those kinds of things, of course, can differ, geographically. A buddy of mine that I play tennis with, we laugh sometimes because he's from a different part of the country than I am. And we'll get ready to start the set, and he'll ask me if I want to serve, to be the first one on our team to serve, and I'll say I don't care to, and we'll kind of laugh because here in Appalachia he knows that means I don't mind. I'll be glad to. Yeah, no problem. But if you get into more metropolitan areas, or if you're maybe in the UK, over in Britain, to say I don't care to means I don't want to. Like, would you like to have some coffee? No, thank you, I don't care to. It means different, totally different thing there than it does here. So that's kind of the way with that expression, to be guitar poor, and I guess that inspired Doyle to write that song. It's a really cool song. Of course, it's Doyle Dykes, so of course it has amazing guitar playing, but it's also a very cleverly written song, and he does a great job singing it too. So anyway, go check that out. If you like my hat, I love it. You can buy your own at doyledykes.com. I wanted to mention some dates that we have coming up. And I say we, I'm talking about me, Jamie Shook, Caleb Dykes, and Perry Stalkup. We kind of have a little band now, and we're going to be playing several places. And we originally were just going by our last names, but that was really just too much. Shook, Dykes, Stalkup, and Wilson. It was just too much to say. So the very first place that we played as a band was a little church called Hickory Stand. And so we decided to just start calling ourselves Hickory Stand. It sounds kind of cool, and it's a lot easier, a lot shorter, a lot easier to say. So Hickory Stand will be playing on May 24th. That's a Saturday, at 6 o'clock at the Martins Creek Community Center. They'll have hamburgers and hot dogs. There'll be probably at least 2 other gospel groups there, and that singing will be an all gospel singing, May 24th at 6 o'clock. Then the very next day, we'll be playing at Maggie's Chapel Church, which is on Brasstown Road, just a few miles from Martins Creek Community Center. And that service, it's a homecoming service that they're having at that little church, and it is starting at 10:30 in the morning. And I think it'll be mostly just us making music. And my great-grandfather on Pap's side, Benjamin Wilson, is actually buried at that church. So I'm going to go take a look at his grave because I haven't seen it in a very, very long time. Then on June 21st, we'll be playing at the Bellview Community Center, which is about 5 miles west of Martins Creek. And that starts at 6 o'clock. They don't have food at that one. They only sell drinks, I think. And I'm not sure if it's all gospel. Of course, Maggie's Chapel will be all gospel. Martins Creek Community Center is all gospel. The Bellview Community Center, I'm not sure. It may be all gospel, or we may do like a mixed set there. But anyway, those are 3 dates that we have coming up: May 24th, May 25th, and June 21st. And I'll put all those in the description below. The last thing I want to share with you before I wrap up this video, thank you to all those folks who have been buying the Words of Life album. And when I say in the notes and the videos and things like that, that if you can't afford to buy one but you want one, just let me know and I'll send you one. I really mean that. I meant that really of my own accord, definitely. But I mean it even more now because a whole lot of people, when they've ordered one, they've sent enough money for 2. And they've said, just gift one, to someone. Just donate one to someone to help get the records out there. So quite a few folks have done that. So I'll be glad to send you one. If you want one, just let me know. Now, when I started to sell those albums, was the first time ever that I put my email address in the description. And I want to warn you about something. Since I did that, I've been getting some strange messages. I've gotten a couple from folks who claim to be pastors, and I'm pretty sure they're scam emails. I got one from a gentleman claiming to be a priest, and I'm positive it was a scam email. He was telling me that he was about to pass away with cancer, and he's going to give me $1.7 million because he knows that I'll give it to the poor. But of course, I need to do a wire transfer first to set all that up with the bank, and you know how those scams go. So I wanted to mention that because if they could email me, they could also create an email address that's just very subtly different than mine, and then email some of you all by finding you in the comments. And I think they use that tactic about, oh, I'm a pastor or I'm a priest, because they could see that a lot of the content on this channel is gospel music. And then a lot of comments, are about the Lord, and about prayer and things like that. So if you get an email from me, you better look at it real closely and make sure that it's my exact email. For example, is that extra W for Wade in between the Paul and the Wilson? Is the 1 and the 5 there? Anyway, if you get any email from me, especially if you get one and it sounds kind of strange, like I'm telling you I need help with something or anything to do with money, then of course you know that it's a scam. So hopefully you won't be bothered with anything like that, but just in case, I wanted to put that little warning out there. Again, happy Mother's Day to everyone. I hope you enjoyed that beautiful song. It's a great song. And day after tomorrow, we'll see you again, Lord willing, for Old Timey Tuesday.